Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Hierophant. This is sometimes a card that is saying we're getting help from unexpected places right now, right? That we're learning a spiritual lesson that we may not even really be realizing we're going through. Okay, this is a card of a fixed sort of earth energy, right? So in some ways, this is when we are sort of we're trapped by the way things are, quote unquote, supposed to be, right? That we're very, something is very rigid in the way that it is functioning. So this is like the textbook, right? Whereas out in the field, the reality is going to be a lot different, okay? But the textbook is very important. There's a reason why we have to study the craft before we go and perform the craft, right? There's a reason why we have to sort of learn the material before they let us out into the real world to do that thing, right? Whatever it might be. So there's some form of education here, but this is also pointing out that the education is very standardized, okay? The realities out in the field, on the ground, are going to be a lot different. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what is going on. We got a Three of Swords. A Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Ace of Cups. Wow, okay, all right. We've got an Eight of Pentacles, a Nine of Pentacles, a Queen of Pentacles, and a Seven of Swords. I feel like you're somebody who's kind of doing things your own way. I feel like you're very much tuned into the lessons here, okay? With the Three of Swords, I feel like you're understanding, you're understanding the value of the textbook itself. But you're more than that, you're understanding the value of getting out there into the world and having the experiences and how much more that is teaching you, like, than anything you've read in the book, you know? So with the Three of Swords, it's a card of sorrow. It's a card of heartbreak, right? It's a card that's kind of saying, like, I've had some disappointments and they really affect me. But I think that this is teaching you so much more than any kind of intellectual reasoning, any kind of classroom, any kind of like advice from any other person, right? Nothing can take the place of actual real world experience. Okay? Even the experience of life that really truly breaks us down, that strips us bare, that really kind of, ruins us in a way. Right? Those are the things that really teach us the most of life. We can learn lessons from the good things in life, but very often it's the challenging parts of life where we learn the most. And I think you're somebody that's learned a lot. Yeah. And I think that all of this is teaching you what you really want in life. We've got these challenging cards. We got the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, but then we've got an Ace of Cups. We got an Eight and a Nine of Pentacles. We've got more Pentacles, right? So I feel like a lot of your disappointments in life, a lot of your mistakes, a lot of your challenges, and a lot of the heartbreak and a lot of your sorrows have really taught you, like, what you really want. Okay, I feel like you're flooded with love for other people. I feel like you you're doing new things, right? Or you're doing old things in a new way. And you're doing things your way, even when it's scary, even when there are challenges, even when other people are like, wait a minute, that's not what the book says. You're thinking, I'm writing my own book here now. You have enough life experience where you can kind of do your own thing now. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. And we're going to set this down right here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. All right. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, please put your guess, your prediction, or your hunch down in the comments below. All right. Now, let's take a look around the room. We do see some major arcana here. These two, the Sun and the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant is the sort of the mentor. We need the guide. We need the textbook until we reach a certain level of maturity or experience where we're kind of shining by our own light now. Before, we're sort of operating under the guidance of the Hierophant, and we're sort of, we're living perhaps under that shadow or under the protection of that energy. But here you are now as the Sun, where you are, you're not the one asking for advice. You're the one that is out there sort of living that life, and perhaps people are coming to you for advice now. So I feel like you've transcended something. You've leveled up in some way. I think you had to learn a lot of your lessons in life the hard way with the Three of Swords. We don't have any fire energy here. The fire, I think, has been transmuted into solar energy. We have water and water. We have air and air. And then we've got earth and earth and earth and earth. So this really is about the way that your spiritual energy is now directing your behavior. I think you've tried a lot, and you've failed a lot. You've suffered a lot. You've had a lot of heartbreak, a lot of experiences in life that you wouldn't wish on other people. But there's something in you that's very thankful for those, because they've taught you how the world works, and they've allowed you to become your very best self. It's kind of like every challenging situation we're in strips a little bit more of the BS off of us until there's nothing left but our true nature. Okay? And I think that really you're ready now to pursue those things in life that you really truly want. You're ready for the love. You're ready for the bliss. There is nothing that's going to get in the way of you achieving your goals, achieving your holy grail, your true love, your sense of purpose. I feel like you're going forward toward your purpose now, armed with all of this experience and all of this knowledge and all of this wisdom. It feels like you have a very enlightened mind right now. I feel like mentally too, you're very sharp. Experientially, I think you've been through so much in your life that it's really oriented you toward the good stuff. It's you really know what you want in life. Yeah, you really, really do. The Three of Swords is, of course, that card of heartbreak. It is the memory. It's the function of memory, and how I think you're someone that likes to learn from your experience, not just sort of forgive, forget, and move on, right? No, you're saying, I don't want to forget what happened. I don't want to lose the connection with that. And it's not that, and this is where we have to be careful. We don't want to obsess over the bad things that happened in life. We don't want to ruminate. We don't want to relive those things. We don't want to continually be hurt by those things. But we want to learn the lesson from our own heartbreak, right? We can't heal from any of our wounds if we don't know what those wounds are. If we try to ignore them and forget that they're there, well then I think they're going to creep up on us in very detrimental ways when we're least expecting it. So you're trying to really assimilate all of that experience. I think you're actively healing those wounds and absorbing all of that experience in an effort to, become the best version of yourself, right? And it's kind of like someone who really appreciates the scars. You know what I mean? Someone who knows that each scar we have, and I can look at my arms and, in a physical way, we could see the scars that I have a scar across my belly like this from my liver transplant, right? And it's kind of like we're proud of our scars. We're proud of what we had gone through, our experience in life, not in some sort of morbid fascination like, well, my life was worse than yours, ha ha. Not in that sort of competitive sort of way, but we're appreciating the experiences that we've had because they've helped to create who we are. They've helped to build in us a sense of self, an identity, a strength, right? We've really learned what we're made of, Now, I feel that there's some sort of a connection with history in your life. Either you really have a fascination with history or somebody in your life is like a historian or a teacher of history or something like that. Maybe you just watch the History Channel. I don't know. The Five of Cups underneath everything is an awareness that, life is going to have ups and downs. Life is not all joy and bliss all the time. As often as we might feel the elation of the Sun card up here, we will very often feel the disappointment of life too. That life is emotionally, it's just waves from the ocean that are washing up on the beach and then rolling back out to sea and then coming back again. And this is life, And so pleasant or unpleasant emotions all have their utility for you, You're not somebody that tries to avoid pain and seek pleasure, as a lot of us humans do, right? It's kind of the natural way of our physical nature, right? We try to avoid pain and seek out things that feel good. You're not running into pain either, but you're accepting that it's a natural part of life, and we cannot feel the warmth of that sunlight if we don't also have some days that are just cold and dreary and rainy and depressing, But the thing about pain is that, the pleasure and pain are two sides of the same coin. We cannot have pleasure without some pain in life. But just because we have pain does not mean that we need to suffer. Okay, so you have a way of letting things go, right? Not in the way with the Three of Swords where we're just sort of forgetting it happened, we're ignoring it, we're suppressing it or whatever, but by just allowing it to pass, coming back to a baseline as quickly as possible, coming back into our sort of enlightened perspective sooner rather than later. We're not lingering in the negative emotions, right? We're assimilating them, we're processing them, we're allowing them to become part of us, right? And then it's just kind of like, okay, I'm good, right? So you're someone that can get over things very quickly, right? But you don't forget. You have a memory like a steel trap, The Two of Pentacles is sort of right along with that Five of Cups, right? Because it's about the ups and downs of life. It's about trying to always put our best foot forward, knowing that sometimes we're going to make a mistake, knowing sometimes things are not going to work out, sometimes we're going to step in the bovine excrement, and that's okay. It happens. Clean up our shoes and we keep going. Yeah. But you're trying to pursue a deeper meaning in your life. You're not seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. You're seeking purpose. Okay? And I think that the things that you used to pursue in life, the things that really meant so much to you, I don't think they mean as much anymore. I think you're pursuing different things. Your purpose is different than it was maybe last year or in the last few months. Something's shifted for you, okay? And there may be one particular experience that has changed things significantly for you. And now you're not seeking the same goals in life. You're not attracted to the same things that you once were. Okay? And that's part of the Hierophant energy too, because the Hierophant is kind of saying, look, this is who you are, this is the world that you live in, this is the town, this is the city, this is the job you have, this is what you're supposed to want. right? This is what you're supposed to do. That's what the textbook says. Well, you're saying, well, you know what? I've been through enough where I don't have to go by the book anymore. I'm writing my own frickin' book here, people. And so I feel like this was a real enlightening time for you. I do think there was something specific. Within the last year, something significant happened to you, and you realized you had almost an epiphany or a spiritual awakening where you said, I don't want that. I don't want those things anymore. I don't care. I'm not attracted to that stuff anymore, right? You had the revelation of a new purpose in your life. And this is what we're going toward. Maybe this is a purpose to kind of be of service, or to create, or to share, or to love, right? To sort of to make connections, to spread more love and joy in the world, to think more of the long-term happiness and long-term meaning and depth of life rather than the short-term pleasure and pain. Okay. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. Someone creates the dream catchers in your life. Is you with the dream catchers, the feathers and the net and everything? Because I see one of those near you right now. I don't know if you made it or you bought it, or obviously somebody else made it, right? Your general energy is the Eight of Pentacles, which is again telling me that all these experiences that happen to you are fertilizer for this garden of your life. That everything that we experience in life is sort of helping me to grow into who I'm meant to be. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting taller. I'm branching out more. My life is bearing more fruit. Everything that happens to me can be fertilizer for this tree, right? So what we need to grow is, of course, sunlight, water, and what? Soil, right? And soil is the breaking down of experiences in the physical way that are going to, become fertilizer. We think of everything in life, other plants and animals and bones and stuff. It all sort of breaks down, it decomposes into its elements, into its chemical elements, and it becomes fertilizer in the soil, out of which we can grow, And that's kind of the experiences of life. And so everything is useful. Everything can be healthy. Everything can be nourishing if we use it in the right way. And it's sort of an alchemical transmutation of experience. It could be very painful, and I think that this was a rather painful experience for you. This was some kind of sorrow or heartbreak. Again, I think the last year when this happened, this is where you just kind of woke up and you just said, my life is different now. I feel like a totally different person. And I want different things in my life than I used to. Whatever this was, while painful, if we use it in the right way, it can help us grow and become stronger. It can help us grow taller and branch out and bear more fruit. Okay? And it's really, it's a healing kind of energy, this Eight of Pentacles, yeah. It's about growth. It's about healing. The Nine of Pentacles in your environment. I feel like the financial situation is going to improve very soon. I don't know if you're getting some kind of an inheritance, or I feel like there's some money that is coming your way that's like, I don't know, I feel like an old employer owed you some money, or it's from a relative, or it's something that you're not expecting, but it's kind of like it's finally being sent to you because somebody made a mistake a long time ago. Does that make sense? That's like somebody was supposed to be putting money into an account and they never did, and now they realize the error, so you're getting a lump sum. Something along those lines, right? I feel like that's coming very soon for you. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles is also a card of progress. We feel like our life has direction. We feel as if, we're not just we're not standing still. That sometimes it feels like this is just one really long day, No, I think that you're aware of how your life is growing and how it's changing and how you're proceeding along a particular path in life toward whatever this purpose is for you. You're living your best life here. Okay? We're living our best life. It doesn't mean that we're just pursuing happiness. It doesn't mean that we're just pursuing pleasure, right? I think for you, living your best life is living a life that is open to all experience, accepting of everything that life has. Everything is sacred, right? Everything is useful. Everything has meaning to it. And you're living a life where you can be in service to your higher nature, that sun at the top there. That you are living in service to something greater than yourself. Yeah. I think you've been having a lot of very vivid dreams lately. Okay. I'm thinking there's a younger male energy in your life somewhere. Someone's really important to you. It feels like slightly younger. I don't think it's like a child or something. It might be a younger sibling or a friend who's a little bit younger. It could be a spouse or a partner that's a little bit younger than you, right? Younger male energy. The Queen of Pentacles in the position of the obstacle, right? I don't think it's much of an obstacle for you, but I think this is what Spirit's telling you that you need to do periodically. The Queen of Pentacles is looking at the past. You're looking at the long and winding road that you've taken throughout your life, all the twists and turns, all the potholes, all the one-way streets, all of the speed bumps, all of the dead ends, right? Looking back and appreciating the road that you've been on. I feel like this is what you're doing now. This is the work that you're sort of, you're appreciating your past, that long and winding road, so that you can better appreciate the present, and so that you can continue to have so much optimism and really, I think, a very powerful energy toward the future. Okay? We want to be careful that we don't get stuck in the past. That you're not one of these people that kind of feel like your heyday was back then, and so you're always telling stories about everything that's happened to you in your life, but what are you doing now? And we all know people like this, right, that are kind of always telling stories of their history, things that they've done through amusing stories, sad stories, happy stories, funny stories, but always stories about their past, and we start to wonder, okay, well, what are you doing right now, though? This was stuff that happened 20 years ago, but now what are you doing? What are you going to do tomorrow? What are your hopes, dreams, wishes? What are your aspirations, We don't want to be that person that all we have are stories from the past, okay? And that's why I think you're really focused on moving toward the future and using your past. It's very important to you. I think you're somebody with a lot of stories to tell, but you want to keep making more stories. You want to keep writing this story. Yeah, and that's what we see with the Seven of Swords. It feels like you are continually sort of cutting your own way through the jungle here, that you're forging your own path, you're writing your own story, even when you're scared, even when there's opposition, even when there is criticism from other people. I don't feel like you really rely on other people. Okay? I feel that is that younger male energy, is that someone that has passed? I feel like they had something with the heart or circulatory system. Okay? Getting an R name for them, younger male energy, not too much younger than you, though. And so I wonder if that person if that presence is still here and still with you, because I feel like that is kind of a guiding force in your life right now. And it's sort of, I don't know, I feel like that whole experience was the catalyst for you to really take charge of your life and say, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who is against me. I don't care what sort of opposition. I don't care about criticism. I don't care about anybody else's advice. I don't care what the book says. I'm writing my own book. Yeah. You're staying on the course of your life no matter what crosswinds are headed your way that are going to try to knock you off course. Very powerful energy here. I think the Sun card is here with the absence of the fire energy because you used to be quite angry. But all of that anger now has channeled into this sense of confidence, this sense of purpose. I think it's all been transmuted into this solar energy. And I don't feel like you're an angry person anymore. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card, the bonus card, the confirmation card. Probably going to be some fire energy, right? Let's see. Maybe, I'm kind of feeling an emperor energy here, but I don't know. Maybe a knight. I kind of feel it's going to be a knight of something, maybe a knight of swords, which would be one of your power cards. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's the Ace of Cups, an echoing of this energy that you are someone with a purpose. You are on a mission. You have this quest of your life. I feel like you have experienced this rebirth, and it's kind of like, I don't know if life has given you a second chance or something like this, right? Because I feel that there is this kind of rebirth energy for you, and you're living this life of purpose. I don't think this is an object that you're trying to attain or a goal that you're trying to achieve. I think this is the life that you want to live, one of spreading love, spreading healing, one of kind of being of service, right, to something higher, to a spiritual force. This might be translating into something of a profession for you, or a craft, right? I feel like this is just really trying to always be living purposefully. Okay, it's a way of life. It's not necessarily an object or an objective. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Very nice. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do a hexagram from the I Ching. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra, usually Wednesday and Saturday. This is a special reading. I feel like this needed to be talked about. Yeah. Be sure to watch both of your readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.